Welcome to my channel. This is Hot Mess and Hot Glue. My name is Lynn. I'm the hot mess with all the hot glue. Let's go ahead and have some fun. So for today's video, I wanted to show you guys how I made this really cute hand painted little just kind of Christmas wall hanging. What I like about it is it's not necessarily Christmas. It can also transition well into winter, so I'll be able to keep it up a lot longer than just the month of December. It's still not snowing here, which is kind of crazy, but we usually get snow well into February, so I'll be able to keep this up for a little while, and I'm excited about that. So I'm just painting over the initial orange portion that it came with. I got the sign from Hobby Lobby on clearance. I want to say it was last year, and I just used Rust-Oleum's chalked in fresh linen and did 3 coats of that to completely cover it. I thought I was being clever by using a white marker to kind of like help outline where I wanted my designs to be. I wasn't at all concerned with this being a perfect painting. I wanted there to be just kind of some natural and organic design to it, but I did want a little bit of guidance because I don't do well. I mean, if we can remember what happened with the me trying to draw spiders back in October, that was a mess. So spiders were difficult. I was nervous, to say the least, about just going in and painting some trees, but it was still fun, and it was actually incredibly relaxing. I had a ton of fun with it. So I just wanted to start out by using like a really thin paintbrush just to kind of get that initial outline of the trees, and then I go through, and all I'm doing is a very simple, as you can see, kind of like a wispy side to side motion for all the trees. And I start off kind of small, and they just tend to grow and develop a little bit more as I layer on the details and stuff like that. So again, it's incredibly simple. There's no skill required. If I could pull this guy off, anyone can, because like I said, we all saw what happened when I tried to draw some spiders. So my drawing skills are definitely not on point, but it was a ton of fun. I thought it was really cool. I've never actually just freehanded anything kind of like this, and so it's the kind of one and only piece like it in my house, and I actually really like it. I feel kind of proud of it. I know it may not be much to some people, but I had a really fun time working on it, and it was extremely relaxing. I turned on a podcast and I just started to paint. For this next one, I'm just going to take one of these Dollar Tree little wreath signs, and I really liked the detailing of kind of like the holly and the evergreen stuff that was printed on there, but I just really wasn't quite sure what to do with it, and so I decided just to keep it simple and kind of just play around. And I've had this galvanized truck for seemingly forever, and I just wanted to add a little bit more to this, so I thought this truck would be a great time to use it. Now, it didn't fit absolutely perfect, so I just kind of outlined the area where I was going to trim out so that that additional piece wasn't there. If I were to do it again, I would have absolutely left it. It was not as easy to cut as I kind of had anticipated it being. I don't know if it was because of the shape that I was cutting or what, really. I mean, I was using a brand new knife and I did all the things I was supposed to do, but it took forever to get this piece off. And so I think if I were to do it again, I would have just covered it with some greenery, or even just left it be. I mean, it might not have even been all that noticeable. So I'm going to start by staining the exterior of this with Waverly's Antiquing Wax, and I'm using one of these like triangle sponges, and I don't love it. And so I saw someone else, and I can't remember who it was, and they used one of these blending brushes, or eggs or pods or makeup blenders, I guess is what we call them. And I decided to use that, and I liked the result that I was getting with this. However, I think the best method that I've used to this day as far as applying stain was my good old magic eraser. However, my friend Megan at Painted and Distressed, she just uses a sponge and she swears by it. So I wouldn't get anything fancy. I typically just use a baby wipe. I still went back over it with my baby wipe to remove any extra of the wax. And then I'm just going to paint the Christmas tree. I will add the galvanized truck to this. However, it's extremely shiny and I didn't want that glare. And then again, taking some inspiration from my friend Megan at Painted in Distress. What she did in one of her Halloween videos is she took a matte Mod Podge and she went completely over one of her galvanized pieces, and it took away all of the, you know, bright, shiny, reflective surface, but you don't lose the fact that you're using a galvanized piece. And so I really liked that idea. And so I went ahead and did the exact same thing with this truck. I just put a ton of Mod Podge on it and I spread it all the way around. I did 2 layers. Once the first layer was completely dry, I did go back over it just to kind of make sure that there wasn't too much of that glare, because I was anticipating having this on the front door. And though it is a covered front door, I still didn't want there to be too much of like a sun reflection or anything reaching this. So I was a little crazy about it, but in the end, I was glad that I did that. Now, it probably goes without saying, you want to be really careful when you're using hot glue on galvanized metal or any kind of metal surface, because it does get a little warm. So just be careful if you're going to use that kind of technique. When it comes to adding greenery to my decor, I'm not always the best. I don't always know exactly what looks good. I'm always afraid I'm going to overdo it, or so sometimes I just don't even do it at all, because I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for. So I just kind of played around. I added this one little pick. This is just $1 from Walmart, and I just kind of added some of the berries. I separated some of the leaves singularly so that I could just kind of add them in here and there. This way there was a little touch of greenery, but again, because I'm so uncomfortable with it still and I'm learning it, I was a little afraid that I would overdo it. This next one here is so straightforward and easy. Again, that's what I think I love the most about these projects, is they're just so easy. I didn't really go into this knowing exactly what I wanted to do. I liked the 3D feature of this. I thought this little mason jar was really cute. And so what I did was I originally, when I took it off, I wanted to cut it and kind of trim it down. And I thought, well, maybe I'll use it somewhere later in the project. But I ended up going a completely different route. Now, because I'm weird, and I know I do this a lot, but I grab my tracing paper and I trace over the home sweet home, because I like to try to show a lot of different options for those who don't have a Cricut. And so by tracing over that, I kind of have that in my little traced stash, so that if I'm looking for that kind of font or I'm looking for some kind of wording, I can just go in and I can reuse it somewhere down the road. So I do that quite often, and it really does save me the hassle of having to freehand things or try to find the proper stickers and stuff. So if you don't have a Cricut, I do recommend, you know, maybe taking the time and doing that. It definitely makes it a little bit more fun, and it's really, really easy. Now, I just grabbed the scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby, and originally I thought I would do a white snowflake, but that seemed so predictable. And so I thought, okay, well, I've been really liking the stain and I had already used it, so I still had some on my paintbrush, so I decided to grab that. And then I decided I was going to add some glitter. It was like a glitter snow to this smaller snowflake, and what a disaster. I should have just completely skipped that part. Now, I was not able, to this day, I still haven't been able to find these little words here in my Dollar Tree, but Megan over at Painted in Distress, she sent me a goodie box for my birthday back in October, and these were inside there, and I was so excited, could not wait to use it. So I figured just by adding some stain to both the lettering and the snowflake, it would keep this very neutral and very straightforward. It is officially December, and now is when I start to feel a little bit more comfortable with doing the countdown to Christmas. I'm not one to do the whole 400-day kind of thing. So once we're down to 25 days, I feel a little bit more comfortable. So I figured now would be a great time to post this little project. Now, I started this probably in early November, and I completely just misplaced it. And I don't remember where the footage went of me painting this sign, but the original sign is a Dollar Tree sign, and it's a Wi-Fi sign. So it's a tag shape, and it says the Wi-Fi password is, and you use this chalkboard to fill in what the Wi-Fi password is. So I just painted over the sign, and I used a deep burgundy. This was a plaid color that they had sent me, and I did have to do 3 coats of this just to get that perfect coverage that I was looking for, but it was absolutely worth it. Then just adding this little present embellishment that I got from a Dollar Tree DIY sticker pack. All I did was add a little bit of red paint to that. Now, to make the tag just a little bit more, I don't know, just have a little bit more personality to it, I just wanted to create one of those like little outlines that some of the tags have. So I just traced over, I want to say this was like an LED light that I had just lying around on my desk. So I just traced over that and I filled it in with black paint. And that was going to give me just that little extra detail that I was looking for the top of this tag sign. Once I get this completely filled in, then I decided that I wasn't going to freehand it. I was just going to go ahead and go to my Cricut, and I just printed out Sleeps Till Santa. And the font I used for this was the Skinny, and this is one that you have to go to DeFont, and it's just a free font that you can download. And once you download it on, then you can use it as a cut file. So once I did that and I got the lettering attached, then I decided I was just going to go ahead and add a little bit of embellishments to it. Again, I wanted to keep it very simple. I didn't want this to be anything too elaborate. I wanted it to be something I could just kind of sit down, get done, and be done with it. So just by adding some natural wood beads, these are linked in my Amazon description below, and this was so much fun and so quick to make, and I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This is it for today. I know it's been a while since I've been on here. I absolutely hate that I haven't been more present. Every single cootie that my kids have brought into this house, I have gotten. You might even still hear it in my voice. I don't know if this was the flu that I got this time or what. However, I appreciate your patience. I appreciate all your love and support. I am so excited to keep posting more videos. Hopefully I am turning the corner and all of these cooties are going to be gone soon. So again, thank you so much for clicking on my video. Thank you for watching. I hope you are able to find some kind of inspiration, and I hope that you're able to pull from these. Please let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite. I love knowing which one you enjoyed the most. Until next time, we'll see ya. Bye!